Alright, so Tamar Braxton is speaking up at last. She's not holding back, honey. We are discussing a type of tea that would never be allowed to air on reality TV. I'm sure you understand what I mean. The actual drama. The material that is cut in the editing room due to its messiness, rawness, or realism. Tamar took a seat for this interview and essentially expressed what we've all been thinking for a long time. Reality shows are edited and carefully chosen to show you what they want you to see. It seems that what the Braxtons have been presenting us is not the whole picture. Not even near. This is where the heat starts. Tamar is criticizing her own relatives. She literally said that her sisters were acting dishonestly and sickly on TV. Can you picture your own family members performing for the cameras while the true problems linger behind the scenes? And Tamar has had enough. She essentially stated that people should stop watching TV entirely if they are not going to deal with the real issues. Forget about it. Hold on. We adore Ashlee, my niece. Very much, shared recordings of herself making charges about her family on social media. There was a lot going on the internet, which surprised my family a little. Tamar revealed that Ashlee, our niece, will be interviewed for her show. It didn't seem like a good idea to me. Ashlee is coming to me. That won't make me feel horrible. I wanted her to come to a secure location so I could inform her. Let's now discuss the sisters, particularly Towanda, as there seems to have been a lot of drama developing. Tamar brought up the cease and desist issue. You heard correctly. Sisters, stop and desist. Apparently, there was a video clip that caused the whole legal problem. What did that video contain? That's where things become even more sinister. This following section is heavy, so fasten your seatbelts. Tamar disclosed some heartbreaking family truths. Ashlee, her brother's daughter, is her niece. Ashlee now has a sibling who sadly died. However, this is what the family seemed to wish to keep hidden. Ashlee was supposedly Trina's late spouse. Take a moment to consider that. Families don't want to discuss this kind of horrific situation, much less deal with it on camera. And things worsen. Tamar also mentioned the violent actions of her brother. These aren't little problems, folks. While grinning for the cameras, this family has been ignoring these severe, life-altering tragedies. And Tamar's sisters ignored her when she attempted to expose it. They were offended that she revealed the family secret since it seemed that upholding the ideal image takes precedence over addressing the issue. Tamar has been attempting to convey this throughout. The family aspires to appear flawless on television. They want to appear successful, well-groomed, and aspirational. However, there is manipulation going on behind the scenes. Dishonesty exists. There's this unwillingness to face actual issues. Only Tamar is prepared to confront it. Put the blame on something I didn't do. Who then gave my address to the man? We refer to it as an attorney. Oh, that mail doesn't have my address. I'm not even the owner of that house. I know you guys don't care about me. I don't think you guys will give a damn about me. However, my child is the subject of my inquiry. But hold on, there's more. Now let's discuss safety. Let's discuss why Tamar is currently so enraged. Here is some background, then. Tamar's house was broken into. Her refuge, her place, was violated. She was too scared to live alone after that horrific event, so she moved in with her mother. Consider that. An adult woman, a successful performer, unable to even be in her own house because she feels so violated. She talked candidly about this in an interview with the Morning Hustle show. She clarified that she doesn't want strangers to be aware of her residence. It makes sense, doesn't it? She spends a lot of money, particularly after a break-in. We're discussing significant money to retain her and her son secure. Protecting her child is a mother's top priority. All of this was known to her family. They were aware of her fear. They were aware of her worries about security. They were aware that she was paying thousands to protect her son and herself. Nevertheless, one of the family members disclosed her address as if it were insignificant. It didn't matter if she or her son was safe. Can you picture the negligence and betrayal? Tamar's family essentially tossed her most sensitive truth in her face after she trusted them with it. Privacy isn't the only issue here. Physical safety is at issue here. This is about a mother defending her offspring. Thus, when my home was broken into, it was incredibly difficult for me. And those close to me were aware of that. And since it's just Logan and me, I've gone to tremendous lengths and paid an outrageous sum of money to keep my house and myself safe. Yes. And it was like, wow, when it was violated. So, you guys are handing out my address right now? I know everyone thought, well, she lived with her mother, so you all know. And everyone assumed I was struggling financially. No, it was not the situation. I simply didn't feel secure anywhere. Yes. You know, if everyone got along well with their parents, then I wouldn't want to go to my mother's place. A house is a safe haven, whether it is your own or your family's. Therefore, it took me a very long time to purchase a home here that I could live in. For example, I have 3 that are currently sitting in this city since I didn't feel secure enough to move in. Yes. You felt as though they already understood what you were going through when they gave you that address. Yes, dude. You see, he mailed it to my residence 3 times instead of just once. He delivered it to my home. He had someone walk it up to my residence. They shipped it there after he sent it there by US mail. It was sent via US mail, and then after that, it was sent via, with your name on it. I mailed it after saying my name and where I was. Through UPS, and I wonder whether this is something we're doing on purpose. Do you understand what I mean? Because it was never an element of a cease and desist, I was really furious about it, and regrettably, that table was the first time I had seen them. It was like I had a cease and desist, and nobody was saying anything. It had to do with who disclosed my private information. My house about being held accountable for something I didn't do. Who then gave my address to the man? We refer to that as an attorney. Oh, that mail doesn't have my address. I don't even own that house. I know you guys don't care about me. I don't think you guys will give a damn about me. However, my child is the subject of my inquiry. This entire address dilemma has an additional layer. Tamar disclosed that her property isn't even registered in her name. Why would someone do it now? It's tactical. It's deliberate. People can't simply Google you to find out where you live if your property isn't in your name. They are unable to visit your home and retrieve public documents. Celebrities frequently employ this layer of security to protect their safety and privacy. Therefore, all of that protection was totally compromised by the fact that someone disclosed her address. It was irresponsible. It was risky. Tamar has every right to be upset about it. As if that weren't enough, let's go back to Towanda. Because it seems that Tamar was not invited to the wedding of her own sister, Towanda. Towanda concluded that Tamar didn't deserve to be there after everything they had been through and the family problems. She was attempting to disrupt it. We will simply follow her advice. I didn't feel like she was trying to break us up when she did. Us. She seemed to be attempting to distance herself from me. Do you understand what I mean? I understand why you believe that. Because she turned, shoved me, and shielded Tony. Yes, she did. Has produced a superstar for you. I take it you're the best RB? That's how I felt then. You guys are superstars, aren't you? You know. All right, all right. I don't have to be in my family dynamic, and I certainly don't have to be. I don't mind being the youngest of my wonderful siblings, who are all black, gorgeous, and gifted. Well, in that case, I don't need to be a superstar. When I'm at, you'll give me my flowers if you work. I will be respected by you. But my family and I don't even need to discuss our jobs when we're in that circumstance, right? You are aware of the state of our lives, correct? Not in my opinion. But at that table, I simply felt like I was pushing the envelope. As if I truly came to talk about my niece, who provided my address, and where is everyone in this? For me, it was the goal. Additionally, I didn't want to arrive in an angry or belligerent manner. I was making a genuine effort to have a rational discourse. Now, that's precisely what happened when I had to come out fighting because people were shoving my back against the wall. Yes. Do you think this occurred? The cease and desist was sent prior to Towanda's wedding. All of that occurred before Towanda's wedding and the bridal shower, to which I was not invited. Do you think the reason you weren't invited was because they thought you were attempting to cause trouble for the family by bringing your niece? With my niece, I wasn't attempting to disparage my family. On her own, my niece blasted her experience. Yes. I also committed to supporting her, and I continue to do so. What exactly went wrong with you, Towanda? Do you think you weren't invited to the wedding? Because at first, you were. However, I was both invited and uninvited to every event that took place before the table. So, did I actually receive an invitation to the wedding, or was that just another example of being duped? Discuss a claim. What does this mean for the Braxton family? It's a disaster, to be honest. You have sisters who don't communicate. Legal threats are circulating. Deep, dark family secrets are emerging. Tamar, who is essentially stating that she is done with the false narrative, is at the center of it all. She has had enough of defending those who refuse to defend her. She has had enough of acting as though nothing is wrong. You don't see this truth on reality TV. This is the actual family drama in Braxton. To be honest, it makes everything we've seen on TV seem like a child's.